Narp, come watch, it's time, set the clock. Hitting like Ray off the block. Feel like MJ with the rock. Home run like Sammy Sosa. 2 clutch last period. Get ready, set, go. This a NARP experience. It's a NARP experience. It's a NARP experience. It's a NARP experience. It's a NARP experience.
Welcome back to another edition of Two Team Talk. We're coming at you guys live today with the 4 seeds from each conference. We've got the Indiana Pacers and the Phoenix Suns to talk about, and we're going to go ahead and start with the East Coast with the Pacers. Dex, we just had the NBA All-Star reserves announced, and we didn't see Sabonis or even Malcolm Brogdon on that list. Just talk to me about your thoughts on the Pacers, man. What were you thinking?
Yeah, we recorded the other day, and we both talked about Sabonis having a chance at that reserve spot. I thought it would go Vooch. I didn't think it would go Vooch. I actually thought it would go Sabonis. Mm-hmm. I would have picked Vooch. Vooch did get it, but I think with a lot of the announcements, it's just unfortunate for Sabonis because he's having a career year.
Yeah.
And Brogdon's having a good year too. But it's just the star power now for the guard position in the East is way above and beyond what it was before.
Right.
So unfortunately for Brogdon, it was like a long shot.
Yeah.
Because we both had Trey.
Right.
We thought Trey would get in, not even him.
Right.
Ben. So, and I mean, that puts him even further down the line. So
right.
We didn't we weren't surprised Brogdon didn't get it. I mean, is he deserving? Debatable, but probably not. He's close though.
No, but
Sabonis.
Sabonis and Vooch's stats were it was tough because both their stats were pretty similar. I think Vooch was averaging a couple more,
a little more efficiency.
Yeah, more efficiency and averaging a couple more points a game. So I mean, it's although that
being that efficient on that bad of a team.
Right, I was going to say he's the star on his own team. The Pacers are pretty well balanced and spread when you look at their roster from top to bottom. So it's like they're more of like a team that
they're a good defensive team too.
Right, but they're a team that just thrives on. It's a team that thrives on every player getting involved. And in Orlando, unfortunately, Vooch has to do a lot of the load and whatnot. So. But
he's carrying it.
But aside from that point, though, the 4 seed, I mean, like you said, their defense is awesome. Their defensive efficiency is up, and honestly, when you have a lot of guys in the core who can play both sides of the ball, you're going to be a very good team. And most of their starting lineup can play both sides, so that just bodes well for them going forward. And I think they'll have a chance at a home playoff spot. What about you?
Yeah, I think they could. I think they could end up with that 4 seed, maybe a 5, maybe a 6 if they teeter off a little bit. I wonder when's LeVert coming back for them.
Well, I just read that he did have successful. He had successful surgery. He had successful surgery either last week or the week prior. And they're saying if anything, if he is going to play, it's like a 6 to 8 week recovery. If he were to play, you're looking at like playoffs. But I think he'll miss most of the remaining regular season. Which is kind of tough.
What's going on about Warren too? Have we heard anything, or is it still fluid?
I think it's still fluid with him as well.
He had these foot problems last year.
Right, and that's what kept him off the court a lot of games.
Those aren't anything. I mean, you just can't play if you can't stay on your feet.
Right. So, can't do many sports.
Every time you move your foot.
Right.
Yeah, so. I mean, unfortunately for him, that sucks. It's been nagging him. Hopefully they can get him healthy.
Right.
I think they squeeze into the playoffs regardless. Obviously, they're a 4 seed without those guys. So
right.
If they can end up somehow with both those guys back for the playoffs, that's a team to watch out for.
No, for sure. That's a team that could really make some noise. It could be last year's Miami Heat, where a team that came out of nowhere just makes it all the way. Like all their teams grinding on defense and just having someone step up like Jimmy and Bam did at the right times. And even Tyler Hero.
Yeah, the thing with the Pacers too is typically you'd be worried about the way it would mesh because when you come back, it takes time to get used to it and the flow of the offense.
Right.
But LeVert and Warren they're just bucket getters.
Yeah.
So they're just bucket getters, so they can just come in and get you buckets and play defense.
Right.
Both of them can.
Right.
So I would not want to play them I would not want to play them. I wouldn't be particularly afraid of them, but if they have Warren and LeVert back, then there's something there.
There's
something there.
There's a complete team at that point because think about it. If there's one a deficiency with them, it's their bench probably
the
at
Heat
this point.
Last year were a complete team,
Right?
and look what they did. So,
no doubt.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely a good team.
There's a contending team.
And Miles Turner coming back this year, playing well. New head coach. They're playing good this year.
Yeah.
I'll give it to them. They're playing good this year.
He's having a career year too, so he's looked the best he's looked since coming into the league. So, 15
and 14 is the 4 seed, but I'm pretty sure if they were in the West, they would be like the 7 seed.
Yeah.
So,
but still,
a little bit of perspective as we jump into this next team.
Right, and I was going to say, outside of that, moving on to the Phoenix Suns.
We were also the 4 seed.
Who was also the 4 seed.
But they're 20-10.
And they look awesome, bro. To be honest, they're a lot of fun to watch. I mean, all they really did is plug on Chris Paul, a couple role players, and Jay Crowder, and then a lot of guys just stepping up this year, and Mikal Bridges. And but can we talk about the All-Stars quick? Devin Booker.
Well, before that, the Pacers, just checked, wouldn't be in the playoffs in the West.
Yeah, no.
They wouldn't be in the playoffs in the 4 seed. That's just the West, though. But
yeah.
The All-Stars.
Chris Paul made it. Devin Booker didn't. A lot of NBA players were upset that Booker didn't. I'm not really sure too much behind it. I know he's amazing scorer. I love watching Devin Booker play, but Chris Paul's clearly the reason why they're that good, and he was the one who made the All-Star team.
Yeah, I can't hate that Chris Paul made it over Devin Booker just because the effect that he has on the team is noticeable.
Yeah.
And even just watching them. So I think that's also helped Devin Booker become a little more efficient this year than he has in the past, getting over 50% from the field.
Right, his scoring efficiency is way better, but he did start the season off on a turnover tear. And yeah, like he was averaging more turnovers than assists, and at the end of the day, that doesn't look great on the stat sheet. He has picked it up over the last month or so, though. No doubt, he's playing as the Devin Booker we've come to know. But yeah, I definitely don't understand why everyone was complaining that he didn't make the All-Star team. To me, like once again, the numbers look good. Chris Paul definitely helps him become that efficient. So. It definitely
and you see how he elevates everyone else too. You got Mikal Bridges out here looking like an all-star,
right?
Dropping 30-point, 10-rebound games left and right, shooting the crap out of the rock. So
no doubt,
they're definitely good. I think a really interesting thing for them is going to be how does DeAndre Ayton progress over the rest of the year, because when he is on, he looks good. One of the top centers in the West,
no doubt.
But you got to get him engaged, and I think that's a big part of what Chris Paul's trying to get out of him.
Yeah.
And trying to do for that team. That way playoffs come around.
And Chris Paul's always had pretty good bigs outside of his time in Houston. So, because Houston, of course, played that small ball. They did have Clint Capella for a little bit of that time. But he knows how to get his bigs involved. And I think, honestly, we'll see DeAndre Ayton continue to take steps, just like Booker's taking steps. Like you said, his efficiency is up, at least scoring-wise, from the field because of Chris Paul's presence and what he does with the ball in his hand. He gets the man-open shots. So I think this...
Are they going to get their rookie a chance this year? Jalen Smith?
I think no. He seems like...
team.
Right, I was going to say, he seems like he's a project.
It's a playoffs year. They're just trying to get to the playoffs.
Exactly.
Because
so
it's Phoenix. I mean,
and
they're trying to get to the playoffs, and that was what the Chris Paul move did.
Right, and they'll be a top 6 team in the West, I think. They're at the 4 seed now, like we've alluded to, but they have an opportunity. They'll be around that spot either way. There's a chance that they can be a home playoff team, but
I mean, the West is just 3-7, 2-7 even.
Yep.
And the West is like, or 2-8. Honestly, I think it's going to be all 8. I think it's going to be from 3-8 or 2-8 this year. Is just all going to be one big cluster of teams.
Yeah, like separated by 3 or 4 games between all those teams. Yeah, it's going to be something crazy like that. Just because we've had a crazy season, but the West is so competitive. I mean, everyone at any given night, anyone can honestly win the game.
They're a playoff team, though. They're a playoff team. I don't. They're not a play-in team. They're a playoff team.
Yeah, they're a playoff team, no doubt. Yeah, but all you dudes hating on Devin Booker not making the All-Star game, relax. He's got probably about another 10 years in the game. He's probably going to make a lot. So
How old is he?
he's like 20. He's like 24 or 25. He just turned one of those two ages, 24, 25.
Yeah, he's 24, dude.
24.
It feels like he's been playing in the league for 8 years.
Right,
So.
and he's
Yeah.
is he having a career year in scoring, or was last year? Because either way, I mean,
No, he's not. Well, efficiency-wise, he is.
statistically,
Actually,
he's
it's
not.
one of his worst years.
Okay.
Points per game-wise,
Points
but
per
it's
game.
by 0.2, and
Yeah.
it's just efficiency. It's just been so much better. And like we said, he got up to a slow start this year. So.
Right, and he's only looked better over that last month. So trust me, fans, he will get many opportunities to make All-Star games. So, but that'll
And
do
it's
it
just
here.
the West. It's the beast of the West.
Yeah.
It goes beyond just Booker. It's just for years. Stars in the West just don't get. I mean, Dirk started one All-Star game, I think.
Right.
And the other one was because of an injury he started.
And
And
like
plus,
you-
AD might not even be in the All-Star game this year. Booker might get
Another
reserve
nod
spot.
again,
I don't,
right, like
I
he
don't
did
know
last
if they
year.
do it position-wise, but yeah.
It
so
might be. I
there's-
remember he replaced someone last year, but I believe it was a guard. Can't remember who off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But either way, he's going to have many opportunities to games. It doesn't matter. Let the old man Chris Paul, who's having a phenomenal season, just like he did last year with the Thunder, get a chance at it. What is this, like Chris Paul's 12th or 13th, 14th? Like, what is it? Like, I don't know, some crazy amount. Just let him add him up, rack him up. Doesn't matter at this point. But that'll do it here from Two Team Talk. We will see you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in to the NARP experiment. Please hit a like and subscribe on your way out. We'll see you next game.
Home run like Sammy Sosa. 2 clutch last period. Get ready, set, go. This a NARP experience. This a NARP experience. Said this a NARP experience. Said this a NARP experience. This a NARP experience.